Hello YouTube, how y'all doing? My name is NoScript. That's N-O dash script. Put the pen down. Kinda venturing from my channel to Jackal's for a second so I can get the message out on his channel about mental health awareness and the daily struggles that we go through as a person or as a people, depending on what's going on in your life. And what I want to talk about right now is parenting when it comes towards having a mental illness versus not. Do your parenting skills lack, or do you have more of an advantage because you're also mentally ill? Your child doesn't necessarily have to have an illness to make your parenting better or worse. See, I have a son, he's 3 months old now, and a lot of people were giving me a lot of know-how on what would happen. Maybe he would be born with some physical or mental challenges because I currently have a diagnosis of bipolar. I'm not afraid to admit that I have bipolar now because where I have gotten in life is definitely because of all the mental illness programs that I have been promising to be in. And one of the things that I want to let it be known, there's a motherly instinct in a father and a mother. It's called paternal for men, maternal for mothers. And there are times when I'm mad as shit for no reason, just at the fact that my mental illness is making me not want to be around my baby. But I put that shit down in a corner somewhere in my mind and say, fuck you, mental illness. I really got to get this shit going. Like right now, my baby has like a little nasal congestion. I got the fuck up out of bed in the dark and went to the local store and got him medicine. Like, I don't give a shit about the stereotype about mental illness. If my baby has a stuffy nose, I'm going to be on the phone at 5, 4, 3 o'clock in the morning, like I normally am, calling a 24-hour line trying to see what's going on. Mental illness is not an excuse. It's something that I live with. Yes, I have good days. Yes, I have bad days. But I kind of make me have bad days when I'm so focused on my son that I don't take my medicine. And yeah, I'm going to focus on my son to the day that I can't no more. And then I'm going to call on his grandfather and his father and his great grandparents and everybody who can help when I need that time to lay down. Like right now, I don't feel good, but I went outside in the cold. I'm like, fuck this. My baby is more concerning right now than me. Like, as long as I don't pass out, I'm good. And what I want to let y'all viewers and listeners know is that mental illness is not a mental illness. It's a chemical imbalance that I have going on right now. And it has something to do with endorphins, whatever that means. I've researched it, and pretty much I have chemicals that make it so I feel certain emotions correctly. Like if you see a smiling baby, normal person's gonna smile and laugh and say, "Oh, that is so cute." So do I. But then I'll be like, "Why are you smiling? Why are you so happy? I want to be in your little world right now and I want to be happy too." Sometimes I wish I was a little baby so I could play with my with my son. And we could just be looking at Barney together, laughing and joking. That's what I want. I just want to make it so we're on the same playing field sometimes. But one of my first videos that I made in reference to my parenting when I was first pregnant, when I was about 7 months pregnant, was the DSM-5. I did not know there was a fifth version. There is a fourth version that pretty much tells all the dysfunctions you can go through. It's not really, it's okay. I mean, it tells you all the diagnostic codes for everything and what to expect. But I want to let y'all know that bipolar is something you can live with. It's something you can be a parent with. It's something you can either take medicine or not take medicine. I need medicine and I need to figure out a way to always have everything in there. See, and I'm on this website right now called smarterparenting.com. I'm going to put a link in there. Now, I have bipolar 1, which is you could be very high with mania and be hyper and happy and get everything done you possibly can. Then there's the depression, where you're very consumed with your own unhappiness and you lay in bed and you can't do anything. So I'm manic depressive and I'm the first type of bipolar. So, yeah. So here is what it says in bipolar 1 and 2, the behavioral episodes. So basically, I have psychosis with bipolar number 1, with mania and depressive episodes. So it says a depressed mood most of the day, nearly every day, as reported by self. See, that could be you could be in a depressed mood and say, hey, I'm depressed. I didn't take my medicine today. That's nearly every day for me. If I don't take my medicine, I feel agitated, but I'm still functional. Now, with weight loss, weight gain, decrease in appetite, increase in sleep, this is stuff that I go through when it comes to medication changes and stuff. This is another reason why they were worried about whether or not I would be a good mom. When I was pregnant, I was eating because I had to. Normally, they then took me off of so much medicine that I had lost my appetite significantly, lost a lot of weight. And I'm gonna have the Jackal put in a lot of the markings to what I'm reading now on smarterparenting.com. So I'm bookmarking this. I'm on my phone right now. This is my first video ever that's not on my phone. But I want to discuss a lot of the stereotypes that went along with my pregnancy. The first stereotype was that it wouldn't be fair to have a baby because I would probably have a child with a disability. Now, for those who have significant old school mental illnesses, bipolar, schizophrenia, DID, you know, these are the ones that we take heavy doses of medication for. I am on antipsychotics. I am on antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, and I was on a mood stabilizer, but I've outgrown the need for that. And it's a cocktail. It's like a gamble whether or not this medicine is safe in pregnancy. And mine was. I was at such a small dose that I could be on it the entire 9 months. Well, 8 months. I was 9 months. I was in my ninth month when I had him, okay? Little Jackal, not going to put his name out there, but little Jackal was born when I was 34 weeks and 6 days. So, yeah, it was about full term. And for those full 34 weeks, I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 5 weeks and 6 days, which is about 1 month. And I had already been on the medicine. They said, don't stop it, just continue taking it with the prenatal vitamin. So I kind of like poked a hole in their theory that I was going to have a child with a mental disability because he's fine now. He's actually exceeding his growth expectations with his height. He's tall. To be 3 months, he's tall inches wise, and he's hitting all his milestones, which is good. So that just pokes a entire hole in what you were saying, you know, to all the people who were like, "Oh, you shouldn't have a child because it's selfish." How is it selfish? Can someone tell me how it's selfish to want to have a child, to love a child, to bring forth life, and to be the best parent that you can be? How is that selfish? It would have been selfish to abort the baby. And I will say that thought crossed my mind a couple times. And when I was 4 months pregnant, no, I was 3.5 months pregnant, almost four, and I had made a appointment and I had done the smart thing, which a lot of mothers should do, and research how they terminate pregnancy when you get a lot further along in it. It's bad. Like when they're about 3.5, 4 months, they have pain receptors. They're fully formed. Their bones are formed enough to be ripped apart. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to be ripped apart. And I was like, I'm not doing that. That's what a lot of people wanted me to do. The doctors said I could be a perfectly fine mother on medication. I could breastfeed, which I am doing. I'm pumping. You know, he never did latch on. I never got a chance to properly learn how to breastfeed because of how he was born. He was born with a breathing problem, but that had nothing to do with my medication. There's a 1% chance or less that my son will develop a bipolar trait from me. And that's what my psychiatrist said. So, do your research. I know people who are bipolar who have 3 and 4 kids, and their kids are great. Their kids are growing. Their kids are intelligent. They're in special classes, not because of special ed, but because they're young. They're 3 and 4, and they're reading on the kindergarten level, which is like a 5 and 6 year old thing going on. Like, what do you expect? You want all of our kids to be special needs? I doubt it. Another stereotype I get for being bipolar. I'm going to step away from the parenting part for a second. Mania. Mania is good and mania is bad. When I was in school, mania was my best friend. I got all my homework done. I got a semester's homework done in like a month. The semester was a good 6 months because I was going to a trade school for my associate's degree in nursing, and I got a semester's work done in a month. And I was great at projects. I was reading all my materials. I was understanding it all, answering all the questions. People just got on my nerves because I wouldn't stop talking in the classroom. And it's like mania helped. Mania did help. But like you don't understand that there are 6 different things that are going on when you're manic. You're hyper, you're not getting enough sleep, you're not eating enough, you're not taking your medicine, you're using a substance such as coffee or nicotine to keep going because you're not getting enough sleep and you're not taking your medicine, and you're not really resting. Your brain is always go, 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 go. So you're not resting. See, that's the thing. When you're not resting, it's bad. Like, it's super bad. Your brain needs a chance to chill. So people are like, oh, mania, oh, this, oh, that. No, you don't have a slight clue as to what you are talking about. You don't. You really don't. Like manic depressive psychosis is what I have, and it's doable. You can survive through mania. There are so many medications out there now where you can do this. Like when you're manic, you're aware you're manic. That's the first one. You must be aware of what's going on. I know that I'm manic. When I realize I haven't slept in 3 days, I'm manic. When I'm up all night, up all day, still doing things with the baby and going to all my doctor's appointments, his doctor's appointments, I'm aware. That's the first thing. Number two, you have to understand what's going on with you. If you understand, hey, I'm going to be manic, let me contact my psychiatrist. Let me have them up my dose, down my dose, add something so I don't do anything stupid, because I'm not ashamed of this either. When I was manic, I used to spend a lot of money on my nails. Lord have mercy. It was always French manicures. Then it went from French manicures to acrylic. Like, this was my order. You know how you would order Chinese food and you have a usual? My usual is long gel acrylic nails. So acrylic with gel polish on them, and it would be long. It's like $5 extra for length. So they would look like claws, and it would be either in the square shape or the ballerina shape, which is kind of like pointed, or a coffin, which kind of looks like a coffin, like a rectangular edge. And I'd have designs on all 10 fingers, and it's like $40 for an acrylic set. Then you end up getting into the 50s when you have the gel. Then you have extra $5 for length and $15 or 25 for all 10 fingers. So it gets to be about $100 something when you add your feet and eyebrows. And I was always doing this. And that was my mania. When I realized that I was having money problems, I was like, no, can't do it. Like a lot of people don't like talking about mania because they make it look like you're dysfunctional on these commercials with all these new bipolar drugs that are coming out, like Latuda. That's the commercial of the day. Like the lady will be literally on this deck of cards, and her bedroom has turned into a deck of cards. So you're showing a mania episode. Like I don't believe that mania is just one level of intensity. It's not really, really high or really, really low. You can still be depressed and be manic. Like, that's the thing that people need to realize. And, you know, there's a national helpline. I don't know if anybody knows about this. It is called SAMHSA, SAMHSA, and it's 1-800-622-4357. And that's the free 24/7, 365 treatment referral information line that's in Spanish and it's in English. And it's for people and their families who have questions about mental health disorders. And a lot of people that I know have substance abuse disorders and they're mentally ill. Like, that's crazy. Like, it doesn't make a difference. I want to make it known that a lot of substance abuse leads to mental illness, and a lot of mental illness leads to substance abuse. Then you have that third window where it leads to homelessness. It's like, it's really bad. Like, literally, the Google version, the definition of what does bipolar psychosis look like. This is the Google definition of it, brought to you by Healthline. It says psychosis is the inability to recognize what is real in the world around you. This is different from what your thoughts and perceptions tell you. People who are experiencing psychosis often have hallucinations or delusions. Now, hallucinations and delusions are different. Delusions is when you think that something is happening, that you can fly, that you can float, that you're invisible, that somebody's watching you on camera when they're not, that your life is a TV show, but it's not. I've heard a lot of stuff in the past. I went through that whole phase where I thought I was on camera in my bedroom. It was bad. Hallucinations can be visual. You can see stuff that's not there, or you can hear stuff that's not there. It's crazy. And people with bipolar disorder, they can experience both hallucinations and delusions. That's crazy. Now, a lot of the experiences that I've had when it comes to mania are I have a lot of energy. Like I told you, I get a lot done when I am in school. Creativity, I can clean up a lot. I can decorate my entire house. And euphoria, I feel great. It's like I don't need my medicine. But in all, medicine is what's keeping you from hitting that manic part. When you feel a little bit manic, you're like, I don't need that medicine no more. I feel really good. So, I just want to give y'all an insight as to what, life in bipolar really has to do with my discussion now. Because I am a first time mom, and a lot of people, they don't understand some of the main symptoms of bipolar is racing thoughts. We'll think of 17 things for one subject. Going to the grocery store. I'll think of 6 reasons why I should not leave the bed, and maybe 4 as to why I really need to get out, and the rest are just going back and forth fighting the good and the bad thought. So I feel disconnected and have very fast racing thoughts. That's the first symptom that mania is near. Then you have the grandiose beliefs like, oh, I'm the shit. I am so fabulous. I'm so awesome. I'm the best mom ever. And you can think that to hype you up. But when you think that you're like the best, and your shit don't stink, that's the grandiose type belief. It's when you're slightly delusional and slightly in that hypomania. Hypomania is like a little bit less serious than mania. It's like that middle ground where you're still, irritable, but you're not full on manic yet. Then you have inappropriate elation. I'm reading off of WebMD.com, manic depression, and you have inappropriate elation or euphoria. Like if you think that you are on top of the world, but you're really not, you're in your bed and you're depressed, but then all of a sudden everything is great. You can see the air and feel the air. And one thing that I went through when I was manic was an increased sexual desire. I swear to God, for some reason, sex is like the best thing ever when you are about to be manic or when you are manic. I recommend you do it with one partner because before I met Jackal 8 years ago, I was very sexually active. And I was with one person at one time. Let me get that straight. I was not a hoe. I was not a prostitute. I didn't do any of that stupid shit, pay to play. I didn't do none of that. I was the one person, but I kind of drove people away because my sexual desire would increase, and it increased so much so that, when you're manic, you can have a better sexual drive than a porn star. It's just crazy. And, all that energy that you have, it's got to go somewhere. So my outlet is creativity, drawing pictures, the adult coloring book, clipping coupons, something that keeps your mind steady. I know I'm talking a lot, but this is what I've been going through for the past couple of weeks since I've had little Jackal. And I went through postpartum depression, and a lot of things that made me even more depressed were my triggers. I I really hate hearing how some mothers, when they have babies, they mistreat them. Like yesterday, it was it was on the Metro Zone with Metro PCS. This woman in Japan stabbed her 8-month-old baby. What was it, 80 or 90 times with scissors. And they showed a picture of the scissors, and then they showed a picture of the baby when the baby had all 120 stitches. That's crazy as fuck. That got to me. And I love to watch Tommy Sotomayor. I'm not name dropping because I don't want you to watch my channel because you watch his channel. I want you to watch my channel because I spoke to him on one of his lives, and the fact that he was just himself. I want to be myself. I want to let y'all know that being a mother is a beautiful thing. Being a mother should not be a time for you to hate your child. Mentally ill people have enough bullshit going on with their lives. And the fact that a lot of women, and it's not just black women, this was an Asian woman in Japan who stabbed her 8-month-old son for biting her breast nipple when he was breastfeeding. That's around the time they got maybe one or two teeth. You could have just repositioned the baby, but instead of that, you decide you want to stab the baby. You premeditatively went and grabbed a pair of sharp scissors. Scissors, man. Scissors. You didn't pop the baby on the hand and say, please don't bite. You stabbed the baby. It was malicious. You obviously had some kind of vendetta towards that child because it was 80 times. It was 80 times, and it wasn't just, it was all over the face and eyes, and and neck and hands and arms and legs under the buttocks. Like you literally went crazy as fuck. And I'm not with that shit. That made my entire postnatal depression stay longer than possible because I just kept listening to all these stories and I was like, I would never in my life hurt my child. Who in the fuck? Who in their right mind would hurt a beautiful soul that cannot defend themselves? Like, why would you do that? Honestly, why would you do that? Is there a reason? Like, I feel bad when I'm trying to get boogers out of my son's nose because the minute he starts crying, I say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to hear him cry. I'll put the little saline drops in his nose. He has a little cold right now. Hopefully the medicine I got him works. But I just want to, to let you know that a lot of the stories that I'm keeping up with, and I would love to do a story with Tommy Sotomayor about this. I know he charges money to talk to him, so maybe I would have to save up to talk to him because I don't have the money right now. But seriously, like he opened my eyes a lot about the fact that a lot of black women are mentally ill, and the ones that are mentally ill get the bad rap for the ones that are pretending to be mentally ill. Like I have bipolar 1. There are 4 types of bipolar according to talkspace.com. This is a good website. I'm going to list like some websites that you should talk to people on. There's like blogs and forums and stuff. There's even, Facebook groups for postpartum mentally ill mothers that I was referred to. And I think that's awesome. There's bipolar 1, which is, either being manic or depressive or both. Then there's bipolar 2, where you're mainly depressive all the time. Then there's cyclothymic bipolar disorder, which is kind of like a mixture of depression, mania, psychosis. It's a lot going on. And, you can go on this website, www.talkspace.com, and that's the good one. Or www.bridges, BridgesToRecovery.com. That is www.bridgestorecovery.com. That's a good one. Or Mind, www.mind.org.uk. A lot of stuff is going on. And of course, WebMD. I just want to let you guys know a little bit of what I go through every day, which pretty much is I wake up in the morning, gotta take my vitamins, gotta take my medication. I have to. Then by that time, it's probably like between 6 and 8 in the morning, depending on when Junior, he ate, and I get up. I have a bottle pre-made, so I warm it up in the bottle warmer, change his diaper, rock him in the chair. I try to say, good morning, sweetheart. Good morning, my angel, so he can hear my voice. And I'd be like, say mama. And he's real close. He's real close to saying mama. I think he's going to be a brilliant child between Jackal and my intelligence and all the stuff that we let him listen to with Barney and Big Bird and counting and the alphabet and stuff. He's going to be smart ass kid. Like he is going to be smart as fuck. And that is the best thing ever. Like I'm so serious. I wake up, change him, feed him, burp him, and he normally goes back to sleep. If I don't, if I can't burp him, he'll stay awake a little while. He might have a little air bubble in his stomach, makes him uncomfortable. Right now, he's starting to tease. He's drooling a little bit, so he's starting to tease. And, I'm always calling his godmother. he has a couple of godmothers. My best friend's his godmother. Jackal's aunt, who adopted me as her niece, is his godmother. And I have a godfather on my side and a godfather on Jackal's side. And so he has a support system. Plus, his grandfather lives very close by, and his actual aunt, my sister, and a couple people who are, a car ride away. So if I need anything, everybody is good. And I'm gonna end on this note, and I want to talk about support systems. Like the number that I had given y'all to the helpline, the 1-800-662-4357. That is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services helpline. They help. Like, I knew this one girl, and I'm not going to say anything about her identification, but she was a mental illness person, and she didn't like taking her medicine because it made her gain weight. And a lot of mental health drugs make you gain weight. And that's another thing that I go through is I don't eat a lot because I want to lose weight. But I would rather be overweight and have a healthy mind state and be able to chase my son around. When he gets older, I'm not going to be this size forever. I wear a size 20 in pants. Let's just put that out there. I lost 2 pant sizes in pregnancy. So I'm doing pretty good. But I just want everyone to have that support system that they need. And again, it's the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Helpline. It actually has a website. It's called www.samhsa.gov. 1-800-662-4357. 24/7, 365 days a year. You can get information and treatment. And right now, I live in Maryland, and I live in Montgomery County. So, there are a lot of resources for Montgomery County residents. And let me get the crisis center number, because this number helps a lot. Let's see. Mental health line. Okay, here's the crisis center line. They're open right now. They're open 24 hours. So if there's anybody who lives in the Montgomery County, Maryland area, the address is 1301 Packard Drive, Rockville, Maryland 20850. They're open 24 hours. The street is spelled Piccard Drive. And you just go in, and it's open 24 hours a day. The number is 240-777-4000. Montgomery County Crisis Center, y'all. Yeah, there are a lot of resources when it comes to the crisis center. I went there when I was helping a friend who was homeless. They have counselors you can talk to. They do intake right there. They help you get your prescriptions if you are in between refills. Like it is really, and they're open 365 days, 24 hours a day. The hotline is open. The actual center is open too. So, yeah, most definitely. And you can dial 311 as well. I just want to make sure that everybody out there who has some sort of a crisis, be it substance abuse, mental health, eating disorder, not taking your medicine, I had to learn to take my medicine. I'm a mom now. I got to take my medicine. And, you know, I have a major anxiety thing going on right now since I have a son. And it's normal anxiety, You don't want him to be sick. His teeth are coming in, so when he starts to cry, it's like, oh Lord, I wish I could take the pain away from you. Now I realize what it means to love somebody more than you love yourself. Like, I understand that now. I really do. And I want to make it so little Jackal doesn't have any pain at all. None that he will not already experience. Like, he'll get his heart broken by his first girlfriend when he's probably like 6 or 7. I did. It was funny. He'll probably eat the Play-Doh like I did because I made cookies out of Play-Doh and I was hungry, so I ate the Play-Doh. I didn't die. Kids eat boogers, kids eat glue, kids eat Play-Doh. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be. I think that all of us should have our own circle of people we can call at 3 in the morning and vent to. Someone's house that we could just show up to that's next door or down the block if we're having a moment. A crisis center like I have that I can call if I'm having any problems. Write these numbers down. And I recommend Five Below. Five Below is a wonderful place. I got a lot of inspirational notebooks from them. If anyone knows what Five Below is, it's a discount store. They sell arts and crafts and clothes and electronic cords and phone cases and stuff. And I got a bucket list, and it's not for when you die. That's normally what a bucket list is for. It's for your your mental health community system. Who do you have to call if you need a vent? Who do you have to call if you need to cry, if you need to yell? Someone who's not going to judge you. I definitely think that we should all have a book full of stuff that we write down when we are feeling our best. That way, when we feel our worst, we could just read it. Or make a video of us when we're feeling like crap and listen to it when we need it. Like, you can, like, I saw on the one episode of what was the name of that show? Oh Lord Jesus. Shameless, yeah. Where where the brother who was bipolar made a video of himself before he had a moment, made himself realize he could get the help he needed.